Today our topic is what would Marcus Aurelius say about social media? Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, lived almost 2,000 years ago, long before the invention of smartphones, the internet, and social media. But if we imagine him observing our modern world, he would likely have many thoughts about how we use these tools and how they affect our minds, our character, and our lives. Stoicism, the philosophy he followed, teaches us to focus on what we can control, to live with virtue, and to avoid being distracted by things that don't truly matter. Social media, with its constant stream of information, opinions, and images, would probably seem like a challenge to these principles. Let's explore what Marcus Aurelius might say about social media and how we can apply his wisdom to our lives today. First, Marcus Aurelius would remind us that social media is just a tool. It is neither good nor bad in itself. What matters is how we use it. A knife can be used to cut bread and feed someone, or it can be used to harm. Similarly, social media can be used to connect with others, learn new things, and share meaningful ideas. Or it can be used to spread negativity, waste time, and create envy or anger. The choice is ours. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of using our reason and judgment to make good decisions. He would tell us to be mindful of how we spend our time online and to ask ourselves whether our actions align with our values. One of the biggest challenges of social media is that it can easily distract us from what is truly important. Marcus Aurelius believed that life is short and that we should focus on what truly matters: our character, our relationships, and our contributions to the world. He would likely see social media as a potential obstacle to this focus. The endless scrolling, the constant notifications, and the pressure to keep up with what others are doing can pull us away from our own goals and inner peace. He would advise us to set boundaries with social media, to use it intentionally rather than habitually, and to remember that much of what we see online is not as important as it seems. Another issue Marcus Aurelius might point out is the way social media can affect our emotions. On social media, we are constantly exposed to the opinions, achievements, and lifestyles of others. This can lead to feelings of envy, insecurity, or even anger. Marcus Aurelius taught that we should not let external events or other people's actions disturb our inner peace. He would remind us that what others post online is often a curated version of their lives, not the full picture. Comparing ourselves to these idealized images is not only unfair, but also unnecessary. Instead, we should focus on being the best version of ourselves and not worry about what others are doing. Marcus Aurelius also emphasized the importance of self-control and discipline. He believed that we have the power to choose how we respond to any situation. Social media can be addictive, with its constant stream of new content designed to keep us engaged. Marcus Aurelius would encourage us to practice self-discipline by setting limits on our social media use. For example, we might decide to check our accounts only at certain times of the day, or to take regular breaks from social media altogether. By doing this, we can regain control over our time and attention, rather than letting social media control us. Another lesson from Marcus Aurelius is the importance of focusing on what we can control. On social media, we often see things that are beyond our control: political debates, global events, or even the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius would remind us that we cannot control what others say or do, but we can control how we respond. Instead of getting upset or arguing online, we can choose to focus on our own actions and attitudes. We can use social media as a platform to share positive messages, to learn from others, and to connect with like-minded people, rather than getting caught up in negativity or conflict. Marcus Aurelius also believed in the importance of living in accordance with nature. For him, this meant living a simple, honest life, and not being swayed by external pressures or desires. Social media, with its emphasis on likes, followers, and popularity, can sometimes lead us to prioritize external validation over our own values. Marcus Aurelius would encourage us to stay true to ourselves and not let social media dictate our self-worth. He would remind us that true happiness comes from within, not from the approval of others. One of the most powerful ideas in Stoicism is the concept of memento mori, which means remember that you will die. This might sound grim, but it is actually a reminder to live each day with purpose and to not waste time on things that don't matter. Marcus Aurelius would likely ask us to consider how much time we spend on social media and whether this time is being used wisely. Are we using social media to grow, to learn, and to connect, or are we simply filling our days with empty distractions? By keeping the concept of memento mori in mind, we can make more intentional choices about how we spend our time online. Marcus Aurelius also believed in the importance of gratitude. He often wrote about appreciating what we have and not taking things for granted. Social media can sometimes make us feel like we are missing out or that our lives are not as exciting as others. But Marcus Aurelius would remind us to focus on the good things in our own lives and to be grateful for them. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we can use social media as a tool to express gratitude and to share the positive aspects of our lives with others. Another important Stoic principle is the idea of focusing on the present moment. Social media often pulls us into the past or the future, reminiscing about old memories or worrying about what might happen next. Marcus Aurelius would encourage us to stay grounded in the present and to fully engage with the here and now. When we are on social media, we can try to be fully present in our interactions rather than mindlessly scrolling through endless content. By doing this, we can make our time online more meaningful and fulfilling. Finally, Marcus Aurelius would remind us that social media is just one small part of life. It is not the real world. The real world is the one we live in every day, people we see face to face, the work we do, the nature we experience. Social media can be a useful tool, but it should not replace real-life experiences or relationships. Marcus Aurelius would encourage us to step away from our screens from time to time and to engage fully with the world around us. In conclusion, Marcus Aurelius would likely see social media as a double-edged sword. It has the potential to connect us, inspire us, and help us grow, but it can also distract us, upset us, and pull us away from what truly matters. His advice would be to use social media with intention, to focus on what we can control, and to not let it dictate our emotions or self-worth. By applying the principles of Stoicism to our online lives, we can navigate social media in a way that aligns with our values and helps us live more meaningful, purposeful lives. Remember, social media is just a tool. How we use it is up to us. Let's choose wisely.